Frankly, no. But perhaps if I dig a little bit deeper, maybe there were some cases, my own member state, for example, we've brought in gender quotas for our national elections. So I think that's probably quite significant in my backyard. I think that people are talking more about women in politics. But the problem with talk is, unless you actually do something, change something, then it's very hard to see results from that. Frankly, when I was 17, I thought that women were equal. And I thought that we would not need any particular support to get involved in any aspect of life, and politics included. I'm now much older than 17, and I regret to say that we need action now more than ever. Because what I see as a trend emerging is that where we have more visibility of women, maybe 1 or 2 or an increase in a percentage, there's a sense that society will say, well, look, you're making progress. What more do you want here? Where frankly we need an awful lot more. So if anything, since 2014, I would like to translate the more talk about women in politics into action where we see more women in politics, and broader than that, in political life. And political life is much more than just elected politics. It's community activism, it's organisations, it's farming groups, it's areas where women are invisible today. So I would like to think that after the next elections, things might change dramatically, but they won't change unless we act. I think the focus is much more about empowering women to get into politics, not empowering women in politics, because I think those of us who get in, at least we understand how, and we've got there. It's how do we encourage other women to get involved? And frankly, if you ask politicians who are female, would they want their daughters to get involved in politics? We might say, oops, that's a hard question, because politics is a hard life for men and women. And therefore I think we need to look more at what society expects from its politicians. And you mentioned there's been lots of change in politics, and there's different demands on people. So from the point of view of seeing more women involved in politics, I think member states have to take action. And that has to be getting women involved at the local level, first of all, in those county councils, in local authorities, and that feeds into having more women who might be interested in national politics and in European politics. But we will not start this process and be effective unless we begin at ground level. And really the problem is, if young women don't see female politicians very often on television, or hear their voices on radio, or see them in photographs, then they don't have role models. So we're in this vicious cycle of the less you see women, the less women there will be. The more you see women involved, then it's a chance that more women might want to get involved. It's only a chance though, it won't be enough. And I think there are other issues which we will discuss, I'm sure, in our conference that have to change to make it a more equal place.